Hi, it's your ornery old friend from Nevada, Estyknits. How are you? I'm doing good. I finished a couple things and started some others and just found stuff for us to talk about. I hope you want to join in. I lost 7 members, Trump supporters, I presume. Good. If there was a podcaster that believed in Trump, I wouldn't watch them either. So, bye-bye. You don't have to watch me. Okay, you know what? I finished that thing, and of course I'm so opinionated. I said I wasn't going to like this and I wouldn't wear it. Oh, heck, I'm wearing it. This is the classic capelet. The pattern is free from Cascade Yarn Company, You need to get on their site if you haven't got. Oh, man, they have tons of free patterns. Isn't it cute? I'm wearing my matching t-shirt. It looks good, huh? Only, you know what? Of course it's not very warm because look at all the air. So I have to make a cowl to go with it. And I should have this quicker. I got the yarn to do it with. I have one extra skein. Isn't this huge? Looks like a girl with funny hair. I'll make a big cowl to sit on me here because I wore this outside. It was not warm. It's warm in the house, but outside the wind just goes right down your shirt. So I'm very pleased with that. Real bulky yarn, bulky wool. It was fun. I just need that cowl real bad. So that was nice. I finished my headband. I'll show you it. I'll show it all the ways. Here's it outstretched. Here's this little buttonhole. It's seed stitch in the middle and a simple braid on either side. Also a couple stitches of garter here, and then braid, seed, braid, garter. It was very simple to make. I just kept knitting until I put it around my head to see if it fit. Because you have to measure it for your head. And there it is, all buttoned in. It's like a hat, open air hat. Really warm. It's just DK I think it's Madelinetosh merino. The ones I made those slippers out of. But it's just if it covers the ears, but it keeps you so warm. I'm telling you, just your ears being warm is good. I wear it around the house sometimes, just when it gets cold and I don't want to turn the heater on. So that was another fun thing to do. It didn't take very long. I like to make little things too, don't you? They get done fast, sort of make you feel gratified, satisfied. All right. Well, I went over in this corner of my room that you can't see, thank God. It has been a rat's nest over there in the corner. The whole corner I had stuff just shoved in, thrown, pushed, tossed, whatever. I don't know what to do with this. Boom, in the corner. I cleaned it out. I just went in there and just went through it. I threw away tons of little balls of yarn that big. And any yarn I found in there that was a full skein, a full thing, or almost full, I bagged up and gave to this friend of ours who knits, who was poor. She doesn't have any money hardly, and so I gave her all my yarn. I got plenty extra, so I gave her a big garbage bag full, the big tall garbage bag full of yarn. I found lots of yarn in there, acrylics, mostly acrylics because I don't much like them anymore. But they're good acrylics, and it's a whole ball, and some of it are like 3 or 4 each, so she can make something out of each one. I think she only makes blankets, so she can use them all. Anyway, all different colors and kinds. And then I found partial projects. Like when I first moved here 3.5 years ago, I was crocheting squares for a blanket. And yet I used a big old hook, so they were real big. It wouldn't keep you warm if I went to the bother of sewing all those things together. It would make something that wasn't useful, which I hate. I only like useful knitted objects, not fashionable, pretty, or kitschy, or, lovely to hang on your wall or something. I want stuff that's practical. It helps you against the cold. So I put those in the garbage too. I had a giant cardboard box full of just messy, tangled up acrylic yarns, out into the dumpster. But I found a couple of half-done projects. Now, one of them is a purse. That looks fascinating. I'll show that next time because it's way over there. But this one I found, it is 2 mittens without thumbs. Two thumbless mittens. All I need to put thumbs in, they're done for the winter. I can wear them. They're hippie colors. Remember hippies from the 60s? I used to love that style. I wasn't a hippie exactly, but I liked all the colors and the style of it. This was made out of that Liberty print wool. I won't buy it again. It's real expensive for how much you get. I don't know, you get a very small amount, maybe 100 yards or so, for a lot of money. To make a sweater or something like that, it would cost a fortune. It would cost over $100. It would, for me anyway, my size. So I just made mittens. I wish I had a little more of it to put the thumbs, but I'll find some yarn that'll go. It'll be fine. These aren't exactly matchy gloves. I think I can put any color in there. Purple, probably. They're nice wool. They'll be fun to wear, and that purse is really interesting. God, I started that years ago. I was still living in California, so it was like 5-6 years ago. It's something. Well, I started on something that's really interesting to me. It is this. It's another capelet. It's got a hood. It's made out of bulky. And it looks good. I'll see if I can find, here's another picture of it. I just started. I found some yarn I wanted to use. There it is. It's pretty in red, but I don't have red. I have some red, but I don't want a red one. Oh, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. I found some yarn that I just recently sent away from Knit Pigs called Wonder Fluff. It's real nice. It's bulky, or chunky, maybe you call it chunky. It's a size 5 yarn. But it's real brushed, like, it's wispy, brushed, like, but it doesn't shed. Oh my God, I bought some expensive yarn I'll show you in a minute that sheds. And this was inexpensive and it doesn't shed. Nice. It's made out of, alpaca, merino, and nylon. That's 142 yards. So I have 8 of them. It will make this little cape. My cape will be in this color. You're supposed to wear it over your coat, this cape. And since this doesn't shed, I'm so happy because my coat is black. Wouldn't that be pretty with a black coat with yarn spots all over it? But it won't do it. So I just started. As you can see, I just started. You cast on 308 stitches, which is driving me crazy. But I cast on 100, and I put a marker. And then I count, make sure it's 100. I haven't miscounted. Okay, it's 100. Then I do another 100, put a marker. And I count it again. And then I make sure everything's right. So now I'm at like 270 right here. So I have some to go. After you have 300, so it starts from the bottom, obviously, and it goes up, and you do raglans on the side, up to the collar, and then you make the hood. Oh, it's going to be fun. And it says you only need 800. I have 1100. So that's plenty. If I go over, I still have enough. I cast it on. It said do loose. Here's one thing. It said cast on loosely. For an example, do a long tail cast on. 308 stitches doing a long tail cast on? How am I supposed to know how much to, give myself? 308? No, I did the knitted cast on, but I used a needle 2 sizes bigger than what I'm going to use. So it'll be loose. This is on 11s, and when I start, not 2 sizes, 1 size. I was thinking 2 because of 10 and a half. But, so when I start knitting, I'll be using a 10, not an 11. So this will have plenty of room to be loose. I hope that works. I think it will. Let's see why not. I can't do long tail cast on for that. Sometimes they only want 100, and I get up finally and I got little teeny bit little. I got 99 stitches and one little thing of yarn sticking out. I can't. Long tails, it's hard. You need to waste a bunch of yarn, basically, to do long tail. Because then you cut it off because you needed to be sure you had enough. Well, that's I'll tell you if that worked out. So I'm real anxious about that. It should be cute. I love it. I guess they're both the same. One has a hood and one not. I love that. The raglan goes all the way from the bottom way up there. Nice little lines with it. Little ribs. I'm going to enjoy making that. And there's mittens. I'm sure you know how to make mittens. But if you don't, if you need a pattern, this is what I used. My handy dandy book of patterns by Ann Budd. This is old, it's used, it's beat up. This has been my go-to book since I first learned to knit. I got this. And I'm telling you, this has been my book ever since. And they have everything. They even have gloves. I want to make gloves someday with the fingers. They just intimidate me, but I want to make them anyway. They have everything in here. Basic sweater, basic hats, tams, gloves, mittens, socks. What else? Then they tell you things like grafting, how to do grafting, and vests. They tell you how to do grafting and, increases and stuff. There's the mitten section. All kinds of mittens. So it's real basic, plain. And if you have a yarn like this, a fancy yarn, you don't want a bunch of pattern, fancy knitting. You just want plain. Vanilla mitten. So this is what I do. It's the best book. I just want to make a big pitch for it. And it tells you everything. It tells you, how many stitches for each size gauge you might have. It's just fantastic. This book is my savior. A lot of times, if I can't understand something in the fancy pattern, I'll go to this and compare, and it'll often explain it to me. I like simpleness. I am simple. All right. Oh, I have one more thing. Another. This is a fantastic find that I found. Right in time for Christmas. I was making this last Christmas. And for some reason, I have no memory. I stuffed it in a bag into that corner over there with all the rest of the junk. And promptly forgot about it. I found it, and it's half done. In other words, I have a big long scarf, and it's 30 inches already. So I only have to do half of it. Isn't that nice? And it's a beautiful color. This is sock yarn made with a ripple, a chevron. The pattern is free. I got the pattern. I found it again on the net. I said, well, what could I have used? And I found it on Ravelry. Oh, this is what I used. That's right. The simple chevron stripe scarf. And if you want something that's cute and has nice stripes like this that are even and, predictable, but not jaggedy like my gloves, you use, I used Knit Picks Felici striped yarn. And this was from last year, so I doubt you could find it again. And I don't know the color, because it was just like this in there, and there's a ball over there. Isn't that lovely? God, that's easy. And it's a real simple chevron, very simple, and just a few stitches wide. I'm going to make as long as I can so you can wrap it around a few times. It's sock yarn, so it won't be overly hot if you wrap it around 3 times even. Then let the pretty tails hang down. Oh, I just love this color. Ooh. That was a good find, wasn't it? Well, that's what I did. And then I got, every once in a while, I've been getting this for years, and I'm all signed up. I think I'm getting it, I keep paying ahead of time. So I think I'm signed up until 2019. So I'm going to get a lot. Anyway, it's simple. And sometimes I think I don't want this anymore. It's too easy. I don't like it. And then comes along something that's just beautiful in here. It's just once in a while it's not good, like any magazine. Most of the time, Knit Simple is good. There's lots of pattern in here I love. I wanted to go through this a little bit. I love all the ads, don't you? Ooh, they're so cute. Oh, let's see now. Fair Isle. I'm not too in love with Fair Isle. They have simple Fair Isle you could learn. But I don't care much for that. I like these. These are nice. Cowl, headband. These silly things. I have no use for those. I'm too old for that. But I'd like the headband not twisted. And that one. And this cowl. You just do it in seed. Seed and moss, both. Now, speaking of seed and moss, moss, I read this article. It was on Facebook. Of course, I favorited a whole bunch of yarn people in there. One of the companies, I don't know which, I think it was Jimmy Beans maybe, had an article in there by Clara Parks. And the person was asking her, how do you deal with yarn that's really, really soft that sheds? The really lovely, squishy, you love it to touch it yarns, but it sheds all over your clothes. And she said, use on those things, using either the moss or the seed stitch acts like spandex. She said, like a girdle or something. Anyway, it helps keeps the fiber together, and they don't brush off onto your clothing. And I thought, well, I'll be darned, I'm going to try that. I'll bet she's right. I mean, she's an expert, I know. I'm going to do that with this yarn. Like I bought, okay, here's a sidetrack. I bought this yarn. Here's this very expensive chalet. And enough to make something costs a lot of money, over $100. I did it. I just did it. I bought it all. I think I have eight of them. I want to make a big wrap that I found a pattern for. This is gorgeous. It's chainette. I've always wanted to use a chainette. It's made out of baby alpaca and bamboo. What sheds the hell? So I'm going to make the big wrap, seed or moss, either one. And see if that's true. See if it works. Because I had a ball that I wound up already, and I'm like this, and I looked down, and it was all over my shirt, all over my pants. Oh, no, not that. And I spent so much money on that. Foo. But I'll do seed or moss, and we'll see. I bet it's better. Oh, here's the cute. I love these cape-lets. That's something cute. You just do garter, alternate garter, stockinette garter around here. It gives it a little extra interest. That's nice. I thought this was pretty. I've never made anything like this. It's where you grab stitches and, I guess it's like smocking or something. I think that's pretty. A fringe scarf, that's not a good name. Fringe scarf. Oh boy. Everything's a fringe scarf. Oh, that's pretty. Both of them. My husband wouldn't wear them. But I can make it for myself. They're very nice. That's a pretty one. That's very pretty. My family doesn't like knitted things, so I can't make them a thing. I've made them, of course, in the past, and they just let them lay around in the drawer or the floor or wherever. So I like those things. There was something else I like, too. Oh, yeah. This is crochet. I can do simple, and I could do that. I would like to do that. So that's the latest Knit Simple. I have them all over there and up there. Ooh, it's hard to get your finger in there. There, all those magazines. Most of them are Knit Simples. So that's what I've been doing lately. And I hope you've been doing lots too lately. I haven't heard from a few people. Maybe they got offended by me, took off. Maybe they're Republican. Elizabeth, I think her name was, had the son, who has the son, who broke her hand or wrist. How you doing, hon? And Janice from the UK. I gotta write you. All right, how's it? I just hope everyone's fine. And just want to say one thing about the dreaded subject. Do you know, for a long time now, frogs have been going extinct. They're almost completely extinct. And yesterday I was watching on the news, as Trump and Romney had dinner, they were eating frogs. Need I say more? Bye.